Hi guys, Dazzie with comic haul number 17 in what is such an exciting haul for me to show you. I finally paid off my next big boy book, and it's probably a book that I will never beat in my collecting days. I've also picked up quite a few keys along the way. I thought I was going to struggle this week. As you saw in my last video, it was a big week for spec this Wednesday. I didn't pick up too many from my RCS as I've pre-ordered a lot. But let's get into the books. Of course, as well as that, we've got Dazzie's news round to come, and it's a big one this week. A lot of exciting news and plenty of good spec, because this Wednesday coming is going to be pretty good as well, in my opinion. So let's get into those books. Like I say, to start with, I had a couple come from Forbidden Planet, and the first of those was the Aquaman 37 B cover from the artist of the moment, my favourite, Joshua Middleton. That's just stunning. Yeah, there were complaints about the hand, but the facial expressions on the two characters, Dolphin and Aquaman, is just absolutely stunning. He can do no wrong in my eyes. So that's Aquaman 37. Now the next book that came from Forbidden Planet was a key issue I told you about. I hope you got on this one, guys, because I can see this having some real good legs down the line. And this is Champions 21. And this is the first full appearance of Snowguard in costume. So that's an exciting book. And that is the character Amka Aliak. So this is where she first shows off her powers. Like I said before, she's a character similar to DC's Vixen, who harnesses animal powers. And she's of Canadian descent, I believe. So that's a first as well, I believe. Now, it makes a nice set. Now, that's 21, the first full appearance. And I showed it off before. This is 19. Now, this is the first appearance of Amka Aliak before she gains her powers. So that's Champions 19. And Champions 20 is where she gains her powers, I believe. And like I say, 21, she gets her costume. So that 3 set is currently going for quite some money on eBay. Upwards of 25, I think. So, some good books. Like I say, I've pre-ordered Champions 19 and 20, and that was the first cover appearances of Amka and Snowguard in costume. But they haven't been dispatched as yet, and I'm worrying a little bit because I think the print run on them are going to be pretty tiny. Okay, so like I said, I pre-ordered what I thought, probably, I've done so much pre-ordering of late, but I did miss a couple of firsts, and I'll shout out to Jim's Comics here, because these are books that I don't really look into, especially this first one. This is Go-Go Power Rangers number 10. And this is the B cover, I believe, because the A, unsurprisingly, had quite a few spine ticks. But this is a Brucey bonus because it has 2 first appearances. And this is the first appearance of Ranger Slayer and Zord. Like I say, it's a book I wouldn't normally pick up. That's from Boom Studios, I believe. Let me just check that one. Yeah, Boom Studios. I'll give it a flip through. I'm not a big fan of the Power Rangers. I thought the last film was pretty horrendous, really. It couldn't work out whether it wanted to be, you know, quite cheesy or serious, and it got caught in between, and it just didn't work for me. But I know there's a lot of Power Rangers fans out there. The second book, I mean, like I say, this Wednesday at the LCS, I picked up 4 books. The second of those, again, shout out to Jim, was Detective Comics 983. I haven't picked up any recent detectives. Of course, they're approaching the 1,000. But the reason I picked up this one is it's a first appearance. Now, this first appearance happens in the final page of the book, I believe. I've had a look. And this is the first appearance of a new villain. And that new villain, my friends, so spoiler, if you haven't already looked, that's him there. And his name, I believe, is Karma. Karma. So keep an eye out for that one. That's Detective Comics 983. Ooh, this is exciting. I wasn't expecting this. There's the post. Bear with me 1 second. Coming, guys. I'm coming. Oh, don't see that very often, do you? Live. There we go. We've got 2 more parcels. So I will look to show you them off in a short minute or two. Wow. Sorry about that. Wasn't expecting them to come today. So that's Detective Comics 983, First Karma. Now on to this next book. And it's my first bit of spec. Now again, this is old news really, but you in the comic world will know about it. And I managed to pick this up for cover price, surprisingly. Now this is a book that has just been optioned for a TV series, I believe. And let me just check that. Yeah, and it's going to be adapted by Hive Mind. And they won a bidding war apparently. Now this was a book I thought was going to do well when it first came out. I picked up the B cover, I believe. And this is the Jeff Lemire cover. It's got 1 tick. I got it for cover price. This book currently online is about 30 or 40 quid. So I had to pick it up. Gideon Falls from Image Comics. It's going to be a TV series. And that goes nicely with my fabulous Jock cover that came out which I grabbed when it first came out. So I think there's like I haven't got the cover A yet, so I'll be on the lookout for that one. But I believe there are 3 printings of that. I'm not sure of the colours, but look out for it because, like I said, 3 different printings. But Gideon Falls, it's a horror story, I believe. I haven't actually read it yet, but I'm going to today. And that's exciting. Like I say, the books are going crazy. I think there's an incentive cover that's going absolutely through the roof at the moment. So that's the 3rd of the books I picked up, Gideon Falls. Check your local LCSs and see if it's there. Okay, so let's have a look at some back issues that I picked up. Now this, I picked up for £1.50 in a charity shop. The reason, it's a $20 book on Comic Book Realm, and it's the closest I've got to 300. A book I'll never probably own. And this is Amazing Spider-Man 305. It's got a couple of ticks, but I'm pretty sure I could get £5 plus for it if I ever decided to sell books, which I'm hoping to do in the summer holidays when the kids finish school. So I've got plenty of time to do it then. It's Amazing Spider-Man 305. Now this is a book that's currently on the CBSI website, and it's on a page of theirs called True Firsts. And this was a cool little pickup for £1. I've been good to this Oxfam charity shop in Cheltenham for so long now, and I've had some good books off them. I picked up the first Darkhold the other day, and like I say, they price their books at £1.50, but because I've been going there so long, I explained to the guy, look, nobody else is having these books. Can I have them for £1? He said, to you can. Any X-Men titles now I get for £1. So I've been picking up quite a few for Ethan. I picked up several again for him yesterday. And this was a book. This is the Mangaverse, Marvel Mangaverse X-Men. And this is the first manga appearance of Wolverine, I believe. So that's a pretty cool book. It's probably about a 7th grade. But a nice one for the PC. I knew that I'd seen this comic somewhere. As soon as I saw that on the website, I knew I was going to have it. So, on to some, like I say, we just got some parcels come through. This was a one I missed when it came out, but I had to get it. And the reason I got it solely is because my family loves The Greatest Showman. That musical movie with Hugh Jackman. So I thought this was quite a novel one. This was Sideways 5. I missed it when it came out, so I grabbed it off eBay for a cover. And that's the first appearance of the Showman. First appearance of the Showman there. Now this next one is a bit of a spec book. And it is from Top Cow, which I believe is something to do with Image Comics. And I picked this one up because the writer of this, is that Kaplan? That's the name on the book. Anyway, he has just had one of his properties optioned for a TV series, and that is the comic book Eclipse. And he said he's also got some others in the works at the moment in early negotiations. Now, I've taken a gamble on this. For £3.50, I thought I'm going to take a punt. This could be spec worthy, and I believe it's going to happen because it's along the very same lines as Eclipse, and it's to do with aliens just trying to, you know, inhabit Earth, but they're not violent or anything. So let's see where that goes. But this is his latest book out, and this is Port of Earth. So I'm just taking a punt on this one, really. Like I say, it's from Top Cow, from Image, and could well be in negotiations. If you see it for cover, try and grab it. Never know. Now, like I said, it was Father's Day, my last haul. It was a Father's Day special. I grabbed Spider-Man 30, I believe, Dr. Marlis. It was in Jessica Jones, I think. The wife actually got me a second book. So, thank you. This was costing me £13.20, which I thought was an absolute steal. I've read this book as well. It's some Kirby goodness. And for the grade, it's pretty. It's got a little bit of a nick corner, but next to that, it would be high 8s, I think. This is a lovely copy. And this is Sandman #1 from DC. What a stunning book. Sandman #1. I've read it. He's a guy who just helps you out if you're having nightmares, basically. He's probably like the good Freddy Krueger. And this is the first appearance of the Sandman, Garrett Sanford. And this is also the first appearance of a villain called General Electric. He is bizarre, trust me. And Wesley Dodds is the Golden Age, an original version of the Sandman. Okay. The cover date reads Winter Issue. So a bit of a misprint there. I thought it was another useless bit of fact there. But that is I love these old Kirby books. Like you say, I got a real love for the New Gods and Forever People and things like that. So that was a nice one to add to the collection. Like I say, on Comic Book Realm, that's I think it's about $100 plus book. I won a bid for it. I stuck a bid in last second and grabbed it. Again, online, you're going to do well to find it under 30, 40 quid. For the grade, I'm laughing. Now, I'm getting close to those really good books. Now, I went to see my friend Lee. Like I said, I've been paying off this book for a few weeks now. I finally paid it off. But while I was there, another one took my eye because it's getting quite a lot of heat on the forums at the moment. Now, the first appearance is currently out of my price range. Never say never, though, because the book after this is just incredible. So never say never. But the second appearance is getting a lot of steam, even still. And Comic Book Realm is an $80 book. Online, I can't see it for under 60 quid. Okay, he had it on for 30. My friend, it's got one little issue, nothing too major in my opinion. I got it for 20. So thanks, Lee, again, my friend, and he is a good friend. And this is NYX 4. Yeah, delighted, guys. The second appearance of X-23. Laura Kinney, who was in the Logan movie. We know how big a book NYX #3 is. But to have number 4, number 4 this is, the second appearance. It's just brilliant, I think. I don't usually go for second appearances, but This is a book that's going to have a lot of steam. Now, the issue with it is there's one or two tiniest spine ticks, but look, if you see the knee, can you see that on the knee? It's a little bit, I don't know whether that was a tape pull or something, but it's barely noticeable, is it? You know, so I've graded it a 6.5 because of that, but it could be as high as an 8. You know, so I don't know how much that would affect the grade, but it's a pretty decent copy other than that. 20 quid, laughing. Now, guys, this is the book I've been so excited about. It's a pence copy again, and it's mid-grade to low grade. So I've put it about a 3.5. I think with a press, it could be as high as a 5. When I go to cons, it's a book I generally never see for less than $2.50, and they are in the rattiest conditions, and I mean probably a 2 grade. Online, the book is going crazy still. What else can I say? On Comic Book Realm, it's a $1,250 book in top grade. Now, obviously, this is not top grade. The price I paid is the most I've ever paid for a book. Now, I paid, like, if you remember, I paid about a month ago. I paid for Werewolf 32, First Moon Knight, and I never thought I'd top that. But then this book became available. I paid $200 for it in dribs and drabs, because that's an awful lot of money to me, and I'm never going to pay that sort of money in one hit, because I haven't got that sort of cash. I save me money well, and I'm quite picky on what I spend it on. But this was a book that I just don't think I could pass up on. I'm not going to say anything else, guys, other than to show you the book. And this is Invincible Iron Man 55. Can you believe it, guys? I've got it. We know what it is, don't we? It's the first appearance of Thanos. And it's the first appearance of Drax, the Destroyer. That's why he was there, look. Ta-da! Can you believe it? I've read it. And I was so scared about reading it, but I had to read it. And there's a whole host of first appearances. Now, we know, obviously, Thanos was the Infinity War movie, as was Drax. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy and that. I love Drax. The humour he brings is just fantastic. Brilliant character. But Thanos, for me, incredible. Probably my favourite ever villain is still the Purple Man. He was in Jessica Jones TV series. But for the MCU, Thanos was superbly played by Josh Brolin. And it's also got the first appearance of the Blood Brothers. Mentor, Star Fox, who was Eros, Kronos, and the Rockalites, which is an alien race. And Thanos would next send the Controller to attack the Avengers in Captain Marvel 28. Now, the issue with it is, it's got a couple of creases, but it presents pretty well, in my opinion. Now, obviously, the main issue is it's got a little bit of spine roll. Now, that's why I've graded it a 3.5. So, you guys out there, I've never pressed a book. I think a press could take this up to a 5. So, this is a book I would eventually like to get slabbed. Particularly my UK subscribers. Do you know of any pressing companies in the UK? I've tried to find some, but I'm not having much success. And how much kind of thing is it to press a book? Is it worth pressing? It's got to be, isn't it, if I can bump it up. But any advice would be brilliant on that. But I'm absolutely made up with that book, guys. Invincible Iron Man 55. I think I picked up the True Believers, thinking I was never going to own it, because that's what I do with True Believers. But like I say, I'm overjoyed. It's a book that I'll never leave my collection. Like I say, it's probably 3.5 or 4 grade, but it's mine. First Thanos and first Drax. Okay, so like I say, I picked up a 4th book from the LCS this week, and as you know, last week I started a little thing with my daughter and she's been doing blank covers for me. Last week she did Action Comics 1000 and Deadpool #1. They only have one blank cover in the shop still this week because I got there a day late because obviously it was my boys' sports days and that takes preference. Family always comes first. But this was I'm really delighted with this because it's a movie I watched and I was blown away by the first one. The sequel was pretty lame in comparison. And that film, my friends, was Kick-Ass. So this isn't the Kick-Ass book, but it is a character I absolutely love. And this is what my daughter drew for me this week, guys. And that is Hit Girl. There we go. So thanks to Cryptic Wolf again. She signed it for me. Made up with that. Okay, so like I say, I've just had the post come. Let's have a look what we got in the post, guys. First of all, that one can come down now. Right, so let's have a look what comes from Forbidden Planet today. Because I've got so many books. I've got to go so careful opening these things. Live unpackaging, eh? I had a confirmation come that a lot of the books I've ordered have come in, so I'm excited. Oh, what we got? 2 books. This is I don't know why I picked this one up, but delighted to get this one. Let's have a look. Oh, it looks pretty good. Told you guys to get it, didn't I? Teen Titans Special. Now, they had a couple of copies of this in the LCS still. I should have perhaps picked it up, but they were damaged quite badly. This is, of course, guys, the first appearance of Lobo's daughter, Crush. Delighted to get that one cover. What a picture on the back, though. Look at that. It's Horseface from Preacher. Do you know, that was one of the first comics I found for, like, I think about 50p or £1. That's going for mega money now. Preacher #2, is it? First Horseface? I got the Preacher season 1. I'm still trying to get through it, actually. It's okay. But yeah, and there's 2 other first appearances in there. But I can't tell you what they are at the moment. But that's the first Crush. That's a good one. This is a book I've not really seen. I don't know why you picked it up. But it's the first appearance. Why is there one tiny tick? Well, why am I not surprised? But, boy, I got this. This reminded me of the 90s and Rob Liefeld, isn't it? This is Bloodstrike 23. Look at it. Look at that. What is that all about? The first appearance of Pouch. Yeah, first appearance of Pouch. Can't go wrong. Okay, let's have a quick look at this one. Look at this packaging. Look at that. Bent already. Oh, it's just ridiculous, man. Oh, I'm scared to look. Oh, I don't think it's even got a board. My word, I'm scared. I don't even remember what I had. Good Lord. Please don't be too damaged. Ah! It looks like it may have survived. Not too bad. This, my friends, is New Avengers 58. And why did I get it? Because I'm a huge Jessica Jones fan. And this is the first appearance of Jessica's mother. Yeah. I think she had like a shadowy cameo or something in the Alias series. But this is her first full appearance of Jessica's mother. And I can't even remember her name now. But I'm happy to get that. Okay. Wow, this is going to be a long video, guys. Apologies for that. That's the books out there. Well, I've still got some books to show you because I've got a bit spec. But first up, we got Dazzie's Newsround. Of course, next week, we got Batman 50, haven't we? The wedding. Let's have a look what we got. Dazzie's Newsround. Valiant's Faith is getting a solo movie from Sony Pictures, or Picturism. And it's going to be made by the American God screenwriter Maria Melnick. And she's going to pen the script. There's Faith. Yeah, apparently Rebel Wilson's lined up to play her. She's quite busy at the moment, as we'll find out later. Faith first appearance is in Harbinger #1, I believe. That book is crazy hot. I hope to find it one day. Indiana Jones 5 has been pushed back over scripting issues. The Solo movie director, the Solo writer is taking on that project. If you haven't seen Solo, go and see it, guys. I know you're probably staying away because you hated Last Jedi. But it's a good, fun, it reminds me of like a Western. Good film. Sleepy Hollow star Tom Meissen has joined HBO's Watchmen pilot. Got a bit more news about that coming up in a minute. I'm really excited for the Watchmen pilot TV series on HBO because the film to me is just fantastic. So looking forward to that. A TV series I enjoy watching, The Gifted, from Fox. Season 2 is going to premiere on Tuesday, September the 25th. I think it was on Mondays before, so that's a change. The Image Comics creator has sued Kirkman and Fear of the Walking Dead producers over copyright infringement. Walking Dead is getting a lot of bad press at the moment, really. Jared Leto, Joker. I first noticed him in the Dallas Buyers Club. Was it? You know, when Matthew McConaughey had AIDS. It was a good film. Jared Leto. That's the first time I noticed him, and he was good in that. But then he played Joker. I'm on the fence a little bit about his Joker. But the important news from him, he has been cast as Morbius, the living vampire. So those ASMs 101s are going to skyrocket now, as if they weren't already. I don't think I'll ever find one of them, which I'm sad about. The first images of Barbara Miniver, who first appears in Wonder Woman 7. Yeah, glad to find that. Grab that for £2. That book's really hot at the moment. Well, she's being played by Patty Jenkins, and the images of the first images of Barbara Miniver in Wonder Woman 2 are now up online. I think I've caught one. I didn't really want to see it because I'm trying to stay away from spoilers, but it's up. The United States Department of Justice has approved Disney's bid to purchase 21st Century Fox's media assets. I think that's going to be great news, guys. Finally, we're going to get a bit of a merge in. Can you imagine seeing the X-Men suddenly turn up in a maybe battle the Avengers like in the comics? Oh my days. Brilliant. Fantastic Four, let's get them all involved. Taco Bell. This is an interesting one. Remember Demolition Man from my favourite actor, Sylvester Stallone? Well, Taco Bell is reviving Demolition Man for the 25th anniversary pop-up at the San Diego Comic-Con. Because in the Demolition Man film, all future restaurants are Taco Bell. Bit of interesting, useless information. Marvel has promised more diverse heroes, and over half of the heroes in the next coming years will be women. Pretty cool. Sony's Bloodshot. Yeah, Bloodshot's on its way. I think the first appearance is Eternal Warrior #4. This is Bloodshot Zero. Just thought I'd show it. That is... Where am I? Yeah, they've cast Tony Kebbell, who was Doctor Doom in that terrible Fantastic Four film, but he's now going to be another villain. This time he's going to be playing Axe. Not sure. The axe might fall on that film. Vin Diesel I am not a big fan of. But you need to be an actor to play Bloodshot. Not sure. There will also be... Valiant are getting busy, aren't they? There's also going to be an Archer and Armstrong TV series and a Quantum and Woody TV series. And they are eventually going to put out a Harbinger War film as well. Is it Harbinger War? Yeah, I think so. I said earlier about HBO. Jeremy Irons has signed on for a leading role, and he's going to be the Lord of a British Manor. That's all we got in the info at the moment. Tomer Capon has been cast as Frenchie in Amazon's live-action The Boys. I've never read that. I found issue 6 and 7 the other day. I was going to pick them up, but I don't think there's much spec in that, is there? But I've heard it's a good read, so I would like to find Boys number 1. I told you about Rebel Wilson. She's getting everywhere at the moment, isn't she? And she used to star in there's a comic coming out on August the 15th from Image Comics. I'm going to show a bit about that in a minute. The comic is called Crowded. And she used to star and direct, I believe, the comic adaptation of it. So that's one to look out for. I spoke about Gifted earlier. The Polaris actress Emma Dumont is signed on to star in a comic book film, and that is going to be Razor. I've been looking out for them. And the director is going to be Rob Cohen from Fast and Furious fame. And that came out in 1992, a first appearance, I believe, and it was made by London Night Studios. It's a hard one to track down. Like I say, got a bit more to come. Spider-Man Homecoming, the sequel title, has been revealed, I believe, and it was leaked by Tom Holland himself. Now, I'm hoping this isn't the case. This might be just a bit of a wind-up. But apparently the sequel's title is going to be Far From Home. Far From Home. And I know it's set in another country, I believe, like, is it Africa? Somewhere like that. And obviously they're going to be taking on Mysterio out there. I've got a feeling we might see a little bit of Craven as well, you know. Frasier's Kelsey Grammer. He was in Expendables 3, I think. He's in talks to play Doom Patrol's The Chief. Of course, we've had all the info. The DC streaming service is coming out soon, and that's going to include things like Doom Patrol and the live-action Titans. There's some good picks up at the moment. Robin looks really cool, actually. A lot better than Starfire and Beast Boy and Raven. Starfire, oh my days. Check out the photos of that. Like I said about Eclipse, yeah, that's coming out as a TV series from the Image Comics. This is a good one. Halo, you know, the big console game franchise. They've just finally, after 4 years of being in development, they're getting a TV series, Halo. Yeah, I've actually tracked down their first appearance, I believe. I've got it coming soon. And it's going to be 10 episodes, and it's going to be appearing on Showtime, I believe. It's going to have a mega budget. So I'm quite excited by that. I know they've had like straight to DVD like films and stuff, and I watched a bit of one. It was dreadful, but you never know. Now, big Marvel news. The last bit of news we got is that this character. Oh, yeah, I grabbed this. When did I grab this? In February for 12 quid. Glad I did. This book is going ballistic because there is going to be a Silk movie. Marvel's Korean-American superhero, Cindy Moon. Yeah, she's getting her own movie. The book is going crazy right now online. That's the news round segment over. Thanks to all my subscribers again. I'm now up to 294. Like I say, I posted out last week, 200 subscriber contest. So, I think in about 3 weeks I got about 100. Or 3.5, 4 weeks. So thanks to everyone for that. I'm going to finish with some spec. We had Spider-Man, Drax, Batman and Catwoman as today's sponsors. Thanks to you guys. Okay, books to look out for, because this Wednesday's a good one. These are some of the ones I've ordered. I spoke about this long time ago. It's Donny Cates again. The man could do no wrong. This is one to look out for, guys. This is Death of the Inhumans. And that face there, I believe, is one of many first appearances going to be in a book. And that is the villain, I believe, Vox. Vox, Death of the Inhumans, number 1. What else we got? It's a good week. It's probably more for covers. This is a stunning cover. Unbelievable. My daughter's favourite, and one of my favourites too, is from Archer. And that is Catwoman, number 1. Catwoman, number 1, guys. I've showed off his first published work last week. This is another stunner for me. I couldn't say no to one of my favourites. This is Nightwing 46. The B variant from Ben Oliver. Nice for the PC, that one, guys. Matina's doing an awful lot of work at the moment. He's got some Deathstroke coming out and Flash, and I'm staying away from it, really. There's not a lot of spec in it, unless it's an artist I really like, and I do like Matina. Is this from Kate's again? I reckon it must be. Yeah, of course it is. Just ordered this one. This is the regular cover, one of the better covers. Of course, incentives are going to be higher, but this is the first Cosmic Ghost Rider, guys, in his own title. Nice one to have. Character was crazy in the Thanos series. There's so many variants of Batman 50. Of course, that's out this week. The Wedding, finally. I've just gone with the regular cover. I like that. You know, I'm trying to stay away from expensive variants. This is one I may grab. It's getting some heat a little bit. I don't know. This is Beneath Dark Crystal, #1. And this is from Subscript Peterson. So that's the B cover, I believe. Dark Crystal. I remember that film as a kid from Jim Henson. Yeah, not bad. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one. Like I said before, I spoke about it earlier. Yes, there it is. August 15th, that one comes out. It has already been optioned. That is Crowded, #1. And that is it, guys, I believe. And that is from Image Comics. Guys, it's a long video. I apologise. But it was an exciting one for me. Hope you enjoyed it. Plenty more content to come. Finally, Ethan's going to get around to be doing his superheroes console games tomorrow night, I believe. So look out for that. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you like what you see. Tick the bell. Dazzie, over and out.